Absolute nailed that shot, didn't we? That took a little while, but we got there in the end. Anyone else see that? That was pretty awesome. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Swagger here. Hope you're all doing well. Don't mind me shooting the pistol. That's 9. We're gonna get straight into the Valve Index unboxing and the room setup, so let's get into it. So as you can see, this is how the box came, and it has a very slick and clean finish to it. I mean, once you open it up, there's also the lid inside that also has the foam padding, and this sort of vibe continues through the whole Valve Index experience for me anyway. So when you unpackage the box, you'll see that I've put the left, which is actually the lower level, on the left hand side of the box, and on the right I've put the upper level. There's 2 levels, basically the cables and the headset and the controls of the base station. So the main components and then the cables. It's quite simple actually. And inside there's just a very simple setup guide in all different languages and things, but I'm not going to get too much into that, so there you go. And as you can see, there's Velcro at the bottom of the instructions pack that has all the different languages and things, and that just goes right on top of the box, and that's where it came in. So it's finally fixed and all that. So as you can see here, now that I've unboxed everything, and the room is really dirty, but I'm going to clean it and rearrange it. But what I did do in preparation for this box to come is I built a curtain railing over the top, because I'm gonna have overhead cabling, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do. But this is just a rough setup at the moment, just so I can basically see that everything works and I don't have to send it back. So I hope you're not too offended by the cable management. I know it's not pretty, but I mean, that theme is going to continue. I mean, this isn't the clean state of it. I mean, we're gonna try, but I mean, it's not gonna be very good. And the next part of what we're doing is we've got to take everything apart now that we know that it works, and then put it all back together in a nice orderly fashion. Okay, so as you can see, now that we have cleaned the desk and got everything rid of it, and you can see all the PC and the parts of the PC and all the cables lying over there, we've got one of the plug sockets, and I've got an extension cable going, and it's going to be going around the back of the cupboard up towards the base station, connecting that one, and over towards the other side I've got 2 extension cables now for a total of 8 sockets, and that's going to be up to that base station. But then we also have the VR headset coming out with the PC right there, coming up over to the curtain rail, over above to the pulley system that I'm going to start building. So this is what the setup's more or less going to look like, I believe. So I've swapped around the desk and the side desk, I suppose you could say, but the controller is going to be there next to the PC charging, and chair is going to be roughly in that spot. And this is the extension cables and the horrible cable management I was telling you about. So I ended up putting them underneath the table instead of on top. Cables come out the back towards the curtain rail. They come over the curtain rail via the pulleys, as you can see, and down towards the headset, sorry. So as you can see, I also cleaned a lot of the room, and I did cable management for the extension lead coming by in the cupboard towards the plug that goes towards the base station. So just like that. So it's kind of free and open. And there's the other one. I'll actually show you now the pulley system. I'm not a big fan of it right now, but I'm going to improve it. I know what's wrong with it. So as I pull, there's a lot of friction going through that carabiner clip, but those 2 pulleys at the back there help the cable come through. So it's an okay situation for now, but as I said, I hope to improve it. So yes, so it's just a little bit too much friction, but it does work. It's just when I'm in the game, it's a little bit too heavy on me. Well, the pull anyway. So yeah, but I'll put that down now, and then I'll show you in close what the pulleys are like. These are Kiwi Pullies. I got them in a set of 6. So here's the carabiner, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of friction. They're not exactly the most slidiest things in the world. I've also got it threading through one of them to help lift it up to stop the friction as much as possible. So yeah, so these are lovely pulleys. I do recommend them quite a lot. So I'll pick it up again once for you. And as you can see that there is slack, but just not enough slack so it wraps around my neck. So, you know, when I'm playing, when I'm in the center. So yeah, and as you can see, no cables are seen really at all when you're around, unless you look at the back. But you know, it's quick, easy access if I need. And as I told you, it wouldn't be very pretty, which it isn't, but I did try. So there you have it. This is the first iteration. So there is a bit of give to slide along the railing as well, but I'm going to change it up as well because it's a little bit too heavy as well for the pulleys to do that. So as you can see, I've just pretty much left this setup the way it was before. All I've done now is just change the pulley wheel setup, so I'll show you that right now. So as you can see here, I've got a little bit of blue tape on the cable that I've just wrapped around to show where to put the lead if I take it off to unravel it. So it just tells me if I've got too much slack, too little basically. Then yes, I've upgraded from a carabiner to an actual pulley wheel, and I threaded the cable through, I suppose you could say. I've left the other two pulleys on the wall there to help the pulley return to its original position and to help thread the cable through. So yes, I also, I'll show you in a second, the pulleys that go towards the middle pulley that are attached to it and that go towards the cable. I've attached those lower down on the actual pulley, so it has like an easier movement, more of range of movement as a whole. That's what I've pretty much done here to make everything simple and easy to do. So there you have it. That's all the changes I made. So thank you. So guys, if you made it this far into the video, what I'll be talking about now is just things to think on before you either purchase your Valve Index, or if it's on the way in. While I'm talking, there's going to be gameplay in the background of Onward. It's a FPS shooter. I'm a noob at it, and I'm also a noob at VR in general, so I'm learning the controls and the movements while shooting some targets. So there we go. Okay, so the first thing we've got to actually talk about is your PC hardware, because if you do not have the right PC hardware, you will not be able to run the VR headset. You might have the best VR headset in the world, but you cannot run any game on it at a decent rate or FPS. Then there's no point in buying yourself a great headset. Headsets do not come with the hardware to actually run the game. They just have the hardware to display the game, if that makes sense, and some software to enable playing the game. So think about it hard and long before you make the purchase. Be honest with yourself now. So another thing to think about before your Valve Index comes, or if you're thinking about getting one, as I said before, is how big is your play space, to choose whether you're going to have like cable management that's going to go on the floor, or maybe overhead cable management like mine. But you've got to be honest about how much room you actually have, because if you have a big enough play space, then yeah, sure, go for overhead cable management. But if you don't, be honest with yourself. Do you actually need all that extra hassle? That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so this next point's going to come in well to the last point, but you really, I know it sounds obvious, but as I said, you really need to think about your exits and your entrances to your play space, because there is loads of people that could enter or potentially enter or exit your area, and one of the leading factors I think is for your cable to get damaged, or for you to, or someone else to get hurt, is actually leaving and entering the play space. When there's two people inside that play space, it's a little bit dangerous, okay, to you and to the other person, or maybe the animal, who knows, whatever it is. That's just one thing to watch out for, and the cabling, make sure it's well away from interfering with things and getting snagged. One of the things to think about if you have decided for overhead cable management, if you have enough space, one of those things to think about is the errors that come along with that. So the problems, the issues. One of those is cable twisting. You'll find that if you do nothing about it, your cable will twist, and you'll leave it, if you leave it like that, or if you twist it too much, you can actually damage your VR cable. And some VR companies do not do replacements, so unlucky for you. But however, there is solutions to problems. One of those is downloading software. The two I can name right now is Turn Signal, the one that I use, very simple, easy to go. And the other one that I've heard that is also very good is Cable Guardian. Both of these have free options. Cable Guardian has a paid version that just has a few extra features. So there you go. Well, we're finished with this section of the video where we talk about whether things to think on before your VR headset comes or you're thinking about purchasing one. So now let's get on to the next part of the video where we talk about what am I going to record in the future. So as I'm completely new to VR, I've never tried it before in my entire life actually. I'm gonna have to find my footing, let's say, in the VR world, and what I like to play, what I like to record, what I like to play and record at the same time. So that's just gonna take a little bit of experience, but what I hope to do is there's 2 games that I think I would like to look into with you guys, is to play Half-Life Alyx, that came with the Valve Index obviously, and Boneworks, because Boneworks is a big physics game oriented, it's like experimental physics VR, so I've heard anyway. So we're gonna give those 2 a go, and we're just gonna go from there I think, and that's how we're gonna take it from here. So yes, so now I'm gonna wind the video up to you guys. Thank you very much if you've made it this far into the video. Leave me a like, that will help me a lot in my channel. Subscribe as well, that's also a great way to support me. Hit that bell notification, you guys know how it works. I hope to see you in the future when I play the VR games, you know, Half-Life Alyx, Boneworks, that sort of thing, and we'll see where we take it from there. But hopefully until then, I'll see you in the next one.